What's going on with light heavyweight? Now, I understand it's only been like a week since UFC 300. Actually, about a week and like 2 days at the time of making this video. However, light heavyweight, ever since we lost Jon Jones, I'm just gonna say it, has been, yes, a very interesting division. But I think now we're starting to go back to that normalcy of a champion who is defending the title at a pretty reasonable basis, making quick turnarounds, and we can actually get like the championship like legacy of light heavyweight up to snuff. Because it really was, if I had to sum up the history of light heavyweight, it was a super short pioneer era. Jon Jones, Daniel Cormier for like a second, and then Jon Jones. And then now we're in like this modern era where you had Jan Blachowicz, the weird Israel Adesanya thing, Glover Teixeira, Yuri, Jamal Hill, and now Alex Pereira. Alex Pereira, it's something crazy. There hasn't been a dude who's defended the title against a like legit light heavyweight since Jon Jones and Daniel Cormier. Like Alex Pereira is the first dude to do it. Jan Blachowicz defended the title successfully against Israel Adesanya, but failed against Glover Teixeira. Glover couldn't defend the belt against Yuri. Like, that's what I'm really trying to say here, is Alex Pereira wins the title against Yuri Prochazka and defends the title against Jamal Hill, who, I understand a lot of people are dunking on Jamal Hill, but Jamal Hill is talented. Like, here's the thing, Alex Pereira is just that guy right now. But that's not the focus of this video. The focus of this video is how are we going to fix this division. The title of this video is how do we make light heavyweight great again? That's the working title I'm going with. Because right now, Alex Pereira wants to go up to heavyweight. Magomed Ankalaev is doing, I don't know what he's doing. They told Alex Pereira he couldn't do the 301 turnaround because he broke his toe. I'm not kidding you. That's the actual, like, medical reason. The real reason is the UFC understands that Alex Pereira is a star and they need to get something, like, fully promoted for him. That's what the big deal is for him. Jan Blachowicz is kind of nowhere, and I understand Jan's getting up there in age. We probably only have 2 more fights with him. But Jan Blachowicz is a marketable name at that division. Yuri Prochazka, I like Yuri, but Yuri, what are you thinking, brother? You are not next for a title shot. I'm not kidding you. Yuri Prochazka was offered to fight against Jamal Hill, and Yuri says no to it because he believes his next fight is for the title. I like Yuri. Yuri's a badass. I'm not calling that into question, but I think he's overestimating the amount of privilege we can allow him. Yuri Prochazka's not next for the title. It is Magomed Ankalaev. That is what's going to happen, and they're not going to give it to Yuri after that. Understand that if he's not careful, Khalil Roundtree could actually get a title shot before Yuri gets another one. Let me tell you what Yuri's going to be doing, okay? Let me tell you how this is all going to play out. Rakic is going to fight Johnny Walker. Why do I say that? Rakic lost to Yuri Prochazka, although he was doing pretty good. Yuri Prochazka fought for the title before that fight, so we're in that title picture. Johnny Walker was in another number 1 contenders match against Magomed Ankalaev, and then he got his face smashed in by the big angry Dagestani. So Johnny Walker's coming off a loss against a number 1 contender for the light heavyweight division. Yuri Prochazka was a former champion and a former number 1 contender. Rakic lost to him. Rakic versus Johnny Walker. I don't understand why that hasn't been made yet. I think that's going to be next for them. We need to set up contenders that are going to come after the number 1, after the number 2. I want 3 contenders lined up. That way when one says, no, I don't want to fight on this date, we get the other one. That's one thing I love about lightweight. Lightweight right now has 3 separate contenders. Arman Tsarukyan can be called up whenever they want. Dustin Poirier was down to play whenever they want. And now you have Max Holloway, but even if Max Holloway doesn't work out, believe it or not, they could just throw Conor in and just be like, hey, if you made as much money for the company, like Conor McGregor, you get this type of privilege. Like, Dana doesn't even have to hide the amount of privilege he gives Conor, and people just roll with it. They have 3 separate number 1 contenders for lightweight. Bantamweight has a few contenders. They got Merab Devalsvili, and they also have Corey Sandhagen on standby. And if they ever just lose their mind, they can pull up, just name somebody, they can make them fight for the title. Like, that is how the UFC does this. I'm going to say from just in every other division. Light heavyweight and heavyweight are so bad at this, having multiple number one contenders that they could pull on at any given point, and that's how you keep the champion active. You can't blame the champion for not being active if you're not giving him number one contenders at a pretty steady rate. They did this well for Israel. Israel had many number one contenders that he could pick through. He gifted Yoel a fight at middleweight. Like, that's how that happened. Yoel Romero was gifted a fight. Strickland was gifted a fight. Although, yeah, the Yoel fight was pretty bad, and the Strickland fight didn't really work out well for Israel, but all credit to Israel, he gifted these fights because he wanted to keep middleweight active and build that legacy. When I think of Alex Pereira, I think of the same thing. I think this kickboxing attitude of quick turnarounds, even if you're flatline KO'd, this 3-month turnaround schedule, I'm digging it. I think we need to keep this as a normal thing as long as he wants to do it. Alex Pereira, Magomed Ankalaev. I understand you want to go up the heavyweight, but you got to do Magomed Ankalaev. And to like the two people who believe that Alex Pereira is trying to duck Magomed Ankalaev, I just want to explain something to you. It's not that UFC fighters are scared of fighting one another. No. But look at it this way. If you are the champion of a division, you're trying to make as much money, build up as much legacy as you possibly can. How many casual fans know who Magomed Ankalaev? How many people can pick Magomed Ankalaev out of a... Put Magomed Ankalaev next to Islam Makhachev and Umar Nurmagomedov. Put them all at the same height. You bring that to a casual fan, hey, pick out Magomed. You have a 33% chance you're getting that shit right. I'm sorry. Dagestani fighters, very, very good. They don't do much to differentiate themselves. They just don't. Most casual fans can't find the difference between Islam Makhachev and Umar Nurmagomedov. That's a fact, by the way. I'm convinced of that. Magomed Ankalaev, and it hurts because I can tell he's trying, but damn, dude, you're making this very difficult. He has done a very bad job at promoting himself. I understand now he's trying to do better, like he's talking about how I will stand and strike with Alex Pereira. That's a lie. We know it, but I'm glad you're saying it because we need to get you hyped to fight Alex Pereira. The fact is if you just say what's actually going to happen, I'm going to try to wrestle Alex Pereira because his leg kicks are going to turn my leg into dead weight. Yeah, no, that nobody's really hyped for that. I'm still picking Alex Pereira to win that. In all honesty, I think Alex Pereira is going to get that one done. But we need to hype up that fight because that's going to come sooner rather than later. In the meantime, I would like for a number one contender, kind of, I would like Yuri Prochazka to fight Jan Blachowicz. I think that's a fight that you can make. That is a fight that has been rumored for a very long time. Do this at somewhere in Europe. I've been wanting to see Jan Blachowicz versus Yuri Prochazka. That could be your number one contenders bout. Because Khalil Roundtree versus Jamal Hill. Here's the thing, Yuri. If you want to fight for the title, you are in a race between Khalil... You are now competing with Khalil Roundtree. I understand Jamal Hill's probably going to put the whooping on him, but Jamal Hill got TKO'd by Alex Pereira. I'm sorry, I'm worried for his chin just a little bit, and Khalil Rountree's a dangerous dude. Jamal Hill's trying to make the right move. He called you out. He called Yuri Prochazka out. He didn't get that, so he's trying to stay active against Khalil Roundtree so he can get that next title shot because he wasn't 100% in the Alex Pereira fight. That's not a cope. I picked Alex to win. However, with all the stuff that I've heard before that fight, he was still compromised going into that fight. There's no point in arguing it. I still think Alex Pereira would have won either way. But Jamal Hill is trying to get into that number one contendership. That's why they're doing the Khalil Roundtree fight. Yuri Prochazka's trying to sit out. I'm sorry, that's not going to work for you. We need to do Yuri Prochazka against Jan Blachowicz. And then as a kind of like a number 3 contender, number 4 contender just getting into there, you do Johnny Walker versus Rakic. I don't understand why that's very difficult for light heavyweight, and I imagine that's what they're going to do now going forward. But that is how we fix light heavyweight. And I like you, Alex. Understand this. I don't like you going the heavyweight unless you defend the belt against Magomed Ankalaev, because then I'm comfortable with a double champ attempt. Which is so crazy, by the way, that if he's able to win a title at heavyweight, he will be the first dude that can be technically called a triple champion. That is how wild that is. Not simultaneous triple champion, but he has won 3 separate titles, which has never been done before. But before we give you that, you need to beat Magomed Ankalaev because Magomed is the only like number one contender that at that point you haven't beaten already. Because the truth is, if Yuri Prohaska beats Jan, you've already beat Yuri. If Jan beats Yuri, you already beat Jan. If Jamal Hill beats Khalil, you've already beat Jamal. The only way that you're going to be staying at light heavyweight is one of two things. One, the Khalil Roundtree fight is so hyped that people want you to fight Khalil, which I still don't think it was. I think people would rather you go up to heavyweight than fight Khalil. You lose the Magomed on Kalayev, which would suck. Or Israel Adesanya comes back and wants to fight you at 205 for the title for a double champ fight. At that point, that would be the only other thing that I could see Alex Pereira not wanting to go to heavyweight for and instead stay at 205 to fight Israel Adesanya, reclaim the belt against Magomed Ankalaev, or maybe fight Khalil Roundtree. But other than that, Alex Pereira needs to be staying at 205 before we go up to heavyweight, because heavyweight has fucking problems too that I can make a whole video discussing that. All I'm really going to say, and the number one problem that needs to be fixed out, unify the belts, and then we can start fixing this issue. Tom Aspinall versus Jon Jones. Once you do that, it is fixed. If we don't do that, heavyweight's going to be broken until Jon Jones retires. I am telling you this right now. That is how bad heavyweight is. But yeah, I just wanted to hop on, rant about the light heavyweight division, because in the Discord, a lot of people were wanting me to make a video about the Jamal Hill versus Roundtree fight that got announced. It's been like a day since then, so I wanted to just make a whole video fixing the light heavyweight division. I think the next video is probably going to be the lowest IQ moments in MMA history. That's a video that I've been playing around with, and people have been hyping up in the Discord. And if you want to be a part of the Discord, the link is in the description down below. And no, it doesn't cost money. How many of you guys are going to ask me this question? No. You are not charged for joining the Discord. It is 100% free. The link works down below. We do not have any paid memberships on this channel yet. The only time that I would actually do a paid membership would probably be after we get like 10k subscribers, when I can offer something that I feel that paying $5 a month is worth. At that point, there'd be a membership. But no, the Discord does not cost money. Video suggestions are going to be in there, and I will filter through those, and then we can just talk about MMA. And with that out of the way, thank you all for watching. I hope you're having all a great day. And with that out of the way, adios, guys.